headphones and enable your microphone. Don't talk yet. Give me your right hand. I need to bestow Zong's imprint upon you before I can hear you. Now you can talk to me. However, due to certain customs in the dimension of Zong, I can only hear you when your imprint is illuminated. Once it dims, you can ramble to your heart's content, but I wouldn't be able to pick your words or respond to you. Look, your imprint is lit up now. Try saying hello. Now I can finally hear you. First off, I'm aware that you are a human being from Earth and foreign to our land. Observing the divide between the dimension of Zong and the earthly world, you shall not ask questions arbitrarily. My kind is not at liberty to address many questions you human beings want answered. That said, there is information about our world that is available to you, which you would be able to query easily. As a new visitor, you can find out more about various things in our world that pique your interest, like this. That's my name. You can call me Saul. What is your name? Or how would you like me to address you? Why don't you write it down on this stone wall? That way, it's more intelligible and I can make sure to pronounce your name properly. You will also be leaving your marks in Zong for the very first time. To bring out hidden information relevant to your specific location, or to request additional information about present subjects that might appeal more to your interests, you can tap on the imprint on your right hand with your left index finger. Try tapping your imprint with your left index finger now. That is the additional information currently available to you. At the moment, I'm unable to answer other questions from you. Try activating this and see what happens. This cave is named the Scintwell. When the universe was first formed, here sheltered 100 wells. To sustain their kiln, Zong's late commanders drew water from the wells. Each well contained a mysterious story about these commanders, the full picture of which I have yet to completely unveil. Following the arrival of the era of Animal Gravis, few of the wells remain. This becomes further exacerbated by the constant raiding by the auxiliary commander's descendants, rendering the citadel practically dried up. Now, I've taught you the fundamental skill of using your zone's imprint. At present, you're unable to ask many questions, but as time goes on, you would eventually navigate zone with ease and communicate with my kind effortlessly. You will need to take this one step at a time, just as how life is metaphorized as a journey in your world. Now that you are all set, let's talk about the challenges facing the dimension of Zong. I would need your assistance in order to rescue all living beings in this world. Right now, I'm being hunted down by the 5 clans of corruption. Here's what they look like. You can look into them on your own now, or search the directory in your zone's imprint at any point in the future. So, Clan of Delancia. The followers of Delancia do not intentionally harm other commanders, but plot to upset and frustrate them and draw deep enjoyment and pleasure from others' discontentment. And then, Clan of Ignominia. The followers of Ignominia love, and that's Clan of Avaricia. The followers of Avaricia base their happiness on depriving other commanders of their lives and possessions. They are ferocious and merciless. Avaricia followers are usually without pronounced facial expressions or exaggerated physical movements. They simply kill and mark the commanders and other living beings in Zong to satisfy their bottomless desire. Now, there, take a look at Procella. The followers of Procella delight in the disruption of other commanders' arrangements. They are dedicated to chasing after tidings about other commanders and learning their moves in order to destroy their spirit and frustrate their plans. They are passionate about interfering with the natural course of events. In fact, they attribute the very meaning of their existence to preventing other commanders from achieving what they intend. At last, Furia. The followers of Furia are prone to anger but rarely show it through their expressions. They often deal severe damage to other commanders through explosive critical hits while remaining in an enraged state. Furia clansmen dislike verbal attacks. Unlike the clan of Avaricia, Furia followers do not draw pleasure from taking lives. Instead, they are content with having an audience as they deal critical damage to other commanders. Naturally, when they spring into their enraged form, there are usually many commanders present to bear witness.
Give up your last instructions. Your days are numbered.
I will hurry up and finish telling you about the 5 clans. These 5 clans are composed of those who were originally auxiliary commanders. As human beings kept intruding into the dimension of Zong, these auxiliary commanders became confused by the humans' unrefined energy and lost their way. As you know, humans possess many commendable virtues, but also malicious desires. Once tainted by such desires, it's up to those affected whether they are pure enough to resist evil temptations. If their spirit is just and honorable, they would be able to withstand such tests. If the spirit is malevolent and vindictive, wreak havoc and cause endless suffering. I'm sure you've seen this happen time and time again in your world as well. In short, the 5 clans are conspiring to overthrow the ruling commanders. They have drained the Center-Well and therefore eliminated the sole water source all commanders rely on to sustain their memories. Nowadays, my offsprings have scattered all over Zong without a trace. I tried taking shelter here as I pondered over ways to salvage the Center-Well, but the 5 clans now have set up intricate traps, backing me into a corner. I'm in need. To be accurate, not only myself, but the entire Zong is in dire need of your help. Even though there are other water sources in our world, only the Center-Well was imbued with the spirit of Retnencia endowed by past commanders. For commanders to retain their memory, they would have to drink from the Center-Well. This is because memory as a function was not innate to the commanders when universe first formed, but was cultivated by the spirit of Retnencia. Now, my kind has lost our memory subsisting water source. I doubt any of my descendants would even recognize me. That's sad. I'm determined to do whatever it takes to restore the Center-Well, reunite my kin, and revive the memories of each other. With the 5 clans running rampant, they must have been separated and scattered about. I know you are foreign to our world, but you are hardly our first visitor. But that's a conversation for another time. Let's get out of here first. There aren't many descendants of Retnencia left today. Fortunately, I was friendly with someone descended from Retnencia, who gifted me their spiritual eye, which has been sustaining my memories. Check it out. I can only show you the spiritual eye for so long. Otherwise, my memory will start to wear away. Once we've restored the water source of Center-Well, I will show you the spiritual eye again so you can examine it more carefully. Right now, we need to get out of here as soon as possible before the 5 clans catch up to us. Follow in my footsteps as we get through this secret passageway and head towards Boreas Gorge. The clans likely don't know about the passageway. If you keep scraping this small piece of rock against the stone wall, it will start catching fire. Try it. When I give you the cue in a little bit, just tap the fire and you'd be able to teleport to a new location. Now, follow me. What do you do back in your world? I assume you work and live in a similar way to us. However you were back in the earthly world, I hope you get to enjoy a sense of presence and accomplishment now that you are in town, and are willing to join forces. We also have fantastical sceneries that cannot be found in the world. Here, give me a high five. Here's the great partnership ahead. Below us is the Boreas Gorge. Hold on. Here's an aggressive osteospectral tiger nearby. He must have picked up your scent as someone foreign and decided to come for your life. According to the customs in Zone, if foreign beings show up in our time and space and come under attacks from naked creatures, the commanders are forbidden from interfering. The only exception is if my life is also threatened, which would obligate me to fight alongside you. Then I'd be able to help you with my abilities. For now, I can aid you by providing some Zone's instruments. Sharp be the fiery arms, bereaved of the commander by God. Keen be the fiery arms, aggrieved by the one for whom we long. What I just recited is a mantra Karya, which is the source of all commanders' abilities in Zone. This fiery whip carries 1,000-degree heat. If you use it to flog the osteospectral tiger like this, you will become severely weakened and unable to attack. If he charges at you, hold up the whip with both hands like this and push back against the gate of his mouth. If you're skillful enough, you can also try tying a noose with the whip to lasso the tiger. Of course, it's a dicey bet whether that would work. Focus on fending off the tiger instead of killing him, as the creature is extremely persistent and fierce, making his demise almost improbable. Just ward him off quickly so we can be on our way across the gorge. Otherwise, the 5 clans might catch up to us in no time. Try cracking the whip a few times. You can do it. better be watching. He's coming. From the back. Turn your head. Now! Get ready. He's coming towards you. There. It can't hold out for much longer. Not bad for cutting your teeth on combat in Zone. Now that you've fought the osteospectral tiger, you have obtained 20 Pitacera fragments. The Pitacera tree will keep records of your journey in Zone. And as a start, your first 20 Pitacera fragments have been recorded. Once you reach 100 Pitacera fragments, you will receive a Pitacera segment. 13 segments will form a Pitacera fruit. These fruits can be used to exchange for instruments. They also come with many other benefits, which I'm unable to elaborate on for now. Keep the record of the Pitacera fragments in your imprint for now, and bring it out anytime you want. There's one more thing you need to do. There's a large amount of diamond in the skeleton of a Narsteel spectral tiger. The diamond content is indestructible and disperses throughout the atmosphere of Zong following the demise of each tiger, eventually flowing towards the earthly world. If you can obtain a bit of diamond from this tiger while he remains weakened, it could prove immensely useful in your future challenges. Use this syringe to draw the diamond bone marrow from the tiger's cranium, about this much. After obtaining the bone marrow, store it properly until you arrive at the apple forge. With the bone marrow, you will be able to fashion an all-conquering weapon. The commander keeping watch over the forge will give you more detailed instructions on the process. Try to draw the bone marrow naturally, like what I'm doing. Now try activating your imprint of Zong and see if the items in your directory have been updated. Now your imprint of Zong not only includes information previously collected, new questions you can raise, but also a tool of a looter is a special device prepared specifically for human beings who have entered Zong. The device stores all of your interactions with creatures within our world. Now that you've conquered an Narsteel spectral tiger, when you open up the Voluta, you should be able to see the diamond bone marrow you've drawn, along with the mantra cardia for summoning the tiger. You can summon him in the future if you find yourself in a grave situation. Keep in mind that you only have one summon. I'm unsure about the exact timing for using the summon, but your imprint will remind you should that occasion arise. Like this. In that case, you will only need to recite the mantra cardia to call upon him, and he will come to your assistance no matter where he is. Let me scout out the area around the cliff ahead. In the meantime, you can keep familiarizing yourself with your imprint. I'll be back shortly. Hold on. Watch what's ahead of you. Yin to yang metamorphoses. and yang to yin transforms, delineated dualities marking the path to Artemis. This is the bridge of Artemis. Those who have committed wrongs in the dimension of law, commonly referred to as the captives of law, are hung by the ankles underneath the bridge, facing into the abyss below as a stern reprimand of their egregious offenses. Even though the living beings native to Zone can traverse the bridge with ease, a foreign being such as yourself will weigh it down significantly, alerting the captives of Zone of your presence. They will flock to attack you once they become aware of you, much like the osteospasm, except that they will swing upwards from under the bridge. The captives of Zong are restricted by the tether of Zong and can only attack you with the momentum of their back and forth swings, like the pendulum of a clock in your world. I will equip you with a Zong instrument for battling them, as I'm unable to assist you in countering attacks from other living beings in Zong. Fine tree of thorn, refueling yet bountiful, enduring and unadorned, nurtured by the munificent soil. Carry these hammers of zither when you cross the bridge. When captives charge at you, hit them with the hammers. They will be knocked unconscious as soon as making contact. Make sure you don't miss. Do you need to try these hammers before crossing the bridge? Grab my weave bamboo. We are going to head for the bridge. Do not fear. Let's go. I'm rooting for you. almost there. Watch your flank. It may seem like the bridge has disappeared, but it still exists and can reappear under certain circumstances. I'm sure there are many people or things on Earth that may be hard to perceive at times, but will resurface if you know how to make them. Just because something is temporarily invisible doesn't mean that it has ceased to exist. What do you think? Have you experienced that on Earth? I was just making a comment. Plus, I was curious for more tales about Earth. By the way, do you want to check if you've gained new Picasera fragments now that you've advanced past that method? Shall we keep forging ahead? You can stick around and check out your imprint for a little longer. I will recon the area ahead. Okay, you can come over. Come, look over there. Any thoughts about this site before you? Do you like it? flower that has inundated the valley is called Papava rois. In Zong, it is used by commanders to treat excruciating pain. When I had barely left the sentinel on the opposing cliff, I already caught a whiff of its fragrance. Thus is the custodian of Papava rois and guards the secret to its cultivation as inherited from her ancestors. Papava rois treats my illnesses, reduces pain, and dispels evil. With so many of its flowers concentrated in one place, this must be close by.